Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Char. I'm Char. I wanted to come to you guys clean cut and personal today. I got a lot of personal stuff to talk about. Um, from the title of this video, you already know what I'm about to talk about, which is depression. Basically, I wanted to explain. Sorry, I'm sitting my coffee down. I wanted to explain how I overcame depression. I was depressed from I would just say I was depressed for over 10 years, and I'm so young. I'm 23. I turned 24 August 19th, which is next week. But I've been depressed for such a long time, and I just want to talk about it. I want to explain how I overcame it because so many people ask me, how did I survive being depressed and sad for over 10 years? um, okay, I'm taking a sip of my coffee. Sorry, I want to start a coffee series. I want this to be coffee time with Char. You guys like my mug? It's a Dave and Buster's mug. My ex-boyfriend won it for me like 3 years ago. So shout out to him. I don't know if my ex watched my videos because he's blocked everywhere, but hey, anyways. I want to discuss basically everything. That's why I came on here basically barefaced. The only thing I have on is a little bit concealer, brow product, and lip gloss. I didn't put on mascara because I might cry in this video because that's how personal I'm about to get. So let's get started. So my childhood from age 1 through 9 was pretty nice. I can say it wasn't crazy, it wasn't bad. It was a pretty nice childhood. My parents were separated my entire childhood. Basically, they wasn't together at all, but they used to co-parent very, very well, and that's where I get it from. And in terms of like wanting to co-parent, wanting to truly be like a good parent, regardless of who I had kids with, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so my father had me at an older age. So when he had me, he was in his mid to upper 50s in age. So yeah, just to give you a reference. So my brother was way older than me. My only blood brother was on my father's side. My mom had all girls, so I don't have any brothers on my mom's side. This was the only brother I had. So it was 2 weeks after my 9th birthday, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to relax. It was 2 weeks after my 9th birthday, and it was the night of my father's birthday. So I was at my father's house. We celebrated his birthday. I went home to my mom's house, and I'm sorry. I was asleep home at my mom's house. I stayed at my mom's house, but I used to spend the weekends and like select holidays with my dad, different things like that. But yeah, so I went home from my dad's house, and I was asleep. And I remember being awakened by my mom at like 1 a.m., like 1:30. And she was crying, and she told me that we need to go to my dad's house. So we go over there, and we're walking, and I see like it's so many sirens. This is like a blurred, everything was a blur to me, so my memory for this isn't the best. So it was a lot of sirens, it was a lot of things. And then next thing you know, I keep walking and walking, and I see my brother dead on the ground. I'm sorry. I see my brother's dead body on the ground, and at 9 years old, I never really understood death. I didn't know what death was. I didn't really lose anybody ever in my life. And when my mom saw me looking, and she pushed me back, and she like covered up my eyes. She was hysterically crying. My sisters was crying. My dad was crying, and they didn't even cover up his body. He was out there laying out there without a sheet for over an hour. But I'm sorry. So he was out there for close to 2 hours without a sheet, and then they took his body and everything else. So his funeral happened, and I was in denial that he died. I didn't want to believe that my only brother wasn't here anymore, that somebody could have took him away from us. Um, the fact that he was killed, the fact that he was shot, and seeing his dead body still triggers me to this day. Like, I don't like police brutality videos. I never will watch those. Like, I never seen a video. Like, I seen one and it made me hysterically cry. I can't watch stuff like that. Um, Different things, but no. So I was in denial. I used to go to my dad's house and run in his room and be like, Dion, Dion, and then remember that he's not here anymore, that he's no longer on earth and things. So fast forward a couple months, my dad was always had health issues. He had diabetes. He was on dialysis due to his kidneys and little different things. So he needed a new kidney. We knew all this, and he still ate bad, like the standard sad diet that most Americans ate. But he was really Southern. He was a Southern man. He was from Mississippi, so he liked soul food a lot. So that's what he ate a lot. He made it himself, but months and months ago, his health was declining like stupendously, and seeing this as a kid was very triggering for me in a sense, because I didn't know what to do. I just lost one of the most important men in my life, and now this very important man in my life his health was declining. So I'm sorry. Basically, I'm so sorry. I'm like so scatterbrained because this video is bringing so much emotion to surface. But no, basically, he kept getting sick and sick and sick. So I used to spend more and more time over there. Like when I got out of school, I used to try to go over there. Like every weekend I was over there. Like I used to like to spend time with my mom, but I wasn't spending that much time with my mom at this time. I used to always try to go over there, and I don't know, I just tried to spend as much time with my dad as possible, because I don't know, I just had a bad feeling about him, and I couldn't really face the reality. So 11 months after my brother died, my dad died, and he died a month before my 10th birthday, and then the rest is history with my depression. Like my sadness just spiraled out of control. Like it was I got very, very quiet. I was very secluded. I used to be very, very a chatty kid. Used to be really outgoing, wanting to go to museums and parks and different things. And I went from that to not wanting to do anything. Like I didn't want to do a damn thing. Like I used to just sit at home and eat so much food and just watch TV and sit in my room and do the same thing over and over. And this is me at 10 years old. Like I can't even fathom a 10-year-old doing this, and enduring it. And it's just crazy because I really didn't think that my life would have been that horrible. And my mom is the type of person, she's a tough love type of person, so she's not very affectionate, which is why I'm still learning how to be affectionate, and I'm just coming to terms with hugs and things like that and expressing myself. But so from 10 to 15, from 10 to 14, I would say I was deeply depressed and in denial with it completely. I was young. I didn't know what depression was. I didn't know anything. I'm just thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to get over it. But it just never happened. It just spiraled. And that's why I used to be the odd kid in middle school. I used to get bullied. A lot of people don't know this about me, but yeah, in middle school, I was a very odd kid. No one really understood me. And then what saved me when I was 13, I started getting interested in fashion. So I started making collages and putting fashion things together, and that's how things started to form. So I became like cool again in 8th grade, and people started liking me, which people thought I was cool and I was likable and I had nice stuff and nice things. So they didn't know how sad I was and how I real life wanted to kill myself at 13 years old. Like I did not want to be on earth at 13. So when I turned 14, I was in high school my freshman year, and I still dressed nice. Like I had a Louis Vuitton backpack, a Louis Vuitton. Like I had nice things. Like I was like when it come to like money and stuff, I never struggled in my childhood. I can say that. Like um, in terms of having nice things, but at the same time, I didn't stay in a good neighborhood, so it don't really add up. Anyways, um, but yeah, I was still depressed. Like I was still sad. 15, I was coming to terms with it. You know, it started getting happy again. I had good friends. I was making good grades my sophomore year, and things was coming to term. So right after I turned 16, this was right when my junior year started, the first week, one of my best guy friends was killed by a police officer. He was killed for looking dangerous. It was a police brutality case. That was my first time ever enduring something like that. And me seeing his face all over the news and people talking about it and people making up stories about him, saying he was a horrible kid and so many negative things and trying to make him seem like a bad person, it triggered me. Like it just, I kept seeing, oh, my brother on the ground. I kept picturing him on the ground, and my depression and anxiety spiraled. I didn't even want to go outside. I didn't want to shop. I didn't want to do anything. And at this time, I got a new boyfriend, which was like my first love, and he, it's like all my happiness was in him, which is sad. We was together for 3 years, and I can say when we was good, I was happy, but when we was bad, I was sad. Like all of it was in him, because I didn't know how to love myself, because I didn't love myself. Like I still didn't want to be on earth. I was just in a relationship with somebody to save face. Like I was just always searching for voids, searching for reasons to be happy, you know? Like I didn't look within myself. I searched for this happiness in other people. But yeah, when my friend got killed by the police officer, it triggered me again, and my depression started spiraling again. Because at first I thought I was healing. 5 years later, him being killed reminded me, like, I keep losing people in my life. Like it's like a cycle. Like I'm young, I'm only 16, and I already lost 3 important people, because we used to talk every day. Like I talked to him the day before he died, like the night before. Like we just talked, you know? Like it's just crazy. But so I'm depressed. So fast forward, after high school, I basically, hold on, I'm taking a sip of my coffee, sorry guys. I basically, it was my freshman year of college, second semester. Freshman year of college, I would say I was relatively sad. Okay, I was trying to think I was happy. I wasn't. My first semester, me and my ex used to argue a lot. He used to think I was cheating on him. He used to accuse me of so much. I used to barely go to parties, so he wouldn't think I was cheating, and he still accused me of cheating. My grades was horrible because I was a biology major. I was trying to go to school to be a doctor. Like I knew that wasn't for me, so I changed my major to communication so I can work in fashion, which is what I always wanted to do, and I did. So it's good. So second semester we broke up. He had to go. Like I still love him to this day, and I wish him nothing but the best. He was one of the greatest guys I ever met. Sweet and sincere, and he saved me, because like if we wasn't together, I would have killed myself. Like I'm not gonna even lie. Like I'm sorry. I feel like I keep crying in this video, but me knowing that I wanted to harm myself so many times, and I thought about it so many times, and I used to like write down what I was gonna do, is sad to me. But no, yeah, we broke up due to us growing apart and the arguing and everything, and it wasn't healthy for neither one of us. And So we had to break up. After we broke up, I was super depressed because, like I said, I put all my happiness in him. So when we broke up, I didn't know what to do with myself. We used to talk every day. He was like my best friend. Like, I cut all my other friends off pretty much in high school. I had new friends in college, but we wasn't that close at the time. I mean, now one of them is like my best friend for life, which is funny. But at the time, me and her wasn't that close. So, and I struggle with opening up to people because I'd be scared to open up to people because I have a fear that you're gonna leave my life or you're gonna die and I'm gonna be like depressed. Like, I'm for real. Like, I went through this for a long time and I still battle with it. Like, I'd be scared to get into new relationships because I know how I am once I truly love you. Like, when I love you for life and I don't want you to leave my life. So it's hard for me to build relationships due to losing my dad, losing my brother back to back, losing my best friend. It's hard for me to connect. But anyways, back to the time frame. We broke up. I was in a downward spiral depression. Like, I used to cry myself to sleep. I used to wait till my roommate went to sleep, and then I used to cry myself to sleep. And I remember one day she was like, "Did I hear you crying last night?" And I was like, "No," and like laughed it off, even though I was like crying myself to sleep like almost every night. It's like sad because I was real life crying myself to sleep. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. Basically, cried myself to sleep, and then I went home for the summer, and I was still sad, still crying myself to sleep. I used to try to hide my sadness from my family. My family, we don't talk about things. That's the thing, and that's what I want to change when I do start a family and I become married and with kids and stuff. I want my kids to feel like they can talk to me. I want to have an open dialogue. I want to have open communication because my family is the type of family is when stuff happens, we push it back. We don't really express it. Like now we do, but like now we're starting to because I talked to my mom about it and I told her everything because she never knew that I was suicidal. She never knew I was depressed. Like that's how messed up it was. You know, she didn't know anything. You know, she just thought I was a strong kid. No, like I needed therapy. Like I honestly believe that I would have turned out better if I would have had gotten therapy. But no, basically, I just can't believe that I overcame this. But anyways, let me get back. So I was depressed, still sad. I hid it from my family. Didn't tell them a damn thing. I didn't want them to know. I didn't want them in my business. I wanted them to think I just moved on and I'm just single and I'm just living a life. So sophomore year, junior year, and senior year was relatively like a roller coaster. Like I had my high moments when I was doing good, like fashion shows and good grades, different things like that, because I had different internships. But I used to get so drained easily, and that's when I discovered I had anxiety. I used to suffer through like many anxiety attacks throughout finals weeks. If I was planning a fashion show and I was overworking myself and I was barely sleeping, like getting 2 hours of sleep a night or 3 hours of sleep a night, my anxiety used to be through the roof. Like I used to like panic, like be manic, panic, go ham. Like no, it was scary. Like I had so many anxiety attacks and it's crazy because I never seeked help from it. Like I'm the type of person, like that's the thing, like I learned now that's toxic to not seek help, and it's okay to seek help for mental things, like to go to a therapist, to see someone and to talk about things and to express yourself. But I never told anybody. So I fast forward the end of my senior year, I got into a new relationship. I was single all throughout college after that. So I was single for close to 3 years, and then I got in a relationship for the first time since my first love, and I broke up with my ex, which is my last ex. We was together for close to a year, and that relationship is why I'm here talking. Okay, it was toxic, as always. It was toxic. And when I say toxic, it was toxic. The first couple months was good. We was happy, was content. And then after our first argument, after 2 months, we had our first argument, and that's when I saw his true colors. Like, he's the type, he's very manipulative. So it was all like mental abuse in a way. Like manipulation is a form of mental abuse. Don't let no one tell you different. Like, he used to like flip the stuff on me, the bad things he did. Like if he had like a dating app on his phone, or I seen him doing stuff, and I used to bring it up, and he'd be like, "Oh, you going through my phone? Oh, you don't trust me? Oh, then da 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 da." And then like would not contact me for days, and wouldn't answer my phone calls for days, and wouldn't text me back for days, and he knew it drove me crazy, and yet he still did it. He didn't care. He didn't care if it drove me crazy. He don't care if it hurt me. Like, he did it, and I was an idiot because I stayed with him because I didn't love myself, you know? And I didn't love myself because I was still depressed, and I used to just push it back. Because once I graduated school, I was working for myself pretty much. No, for 3 months, I had a 3-month contract because I was an intern for Bustle, and I wrote for Bustle.com. I used to write about fashion, beauty, stuff like that for 3 months, and that's how Kerry Washington, the actress, she shared one of my articles, and then that's how Nicole Kane, which is known as Nicole, she's known as Nicole Bitchy, but I love her. She's like my sister. She discovered me through Twitter, through that one article, and she discovered more of my work and my personal website, and she reached out to me and asked me to write for XO Nicole. And then BeautyCon reached out to me and wanted me to freelance write for beautycon.com. At that time, this was summer of 2015. So basically, I was working for myself from August of 2015 to like February of 2016, which is dope as fuck. I graduated college in May of 2015. I was used to making my own schedule, doing my own thing, working from home. But that shit was depressing. I'm gonna tell you, I live in Chicago. Most fashion stuff is in either New York or LA. It's not that much. It's rarely ever fashion events here. I was trying to figure out why I was unhappy, and I figured out I used to sit at home and work from home and just stuff my face, and I gained so much weight during that time. I don't even know how much weight I gained, but I know it was at least 25 to 30 pounds. Because I lost weight in college and I gained it right back because my relationship was toxic. We used to be on and off, on and off, on and off for like an 8-month, 9-month period. Y'all don't even understand how to talk. Like, that was just the most insane thing I dealt with, that I ever put up with, that I would never do again. But we was on again, off again, that none of my friends lived here. None. Besides family. And then my friends lived here at the time. Everybody moved away and did their own thing post graduation. I was the only one who moved back home. Originally I was gonna move to New York, but I didn't. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. But the winter came, like it was like November. Okay, let me fast forward. Let me rewind. So November of 2015, that's when my aunt, my favorite aunt, Aunt Bobby, she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. We found out on Thanksgiving, which is really sad. I was crying my entire Thanksgiving of 2015. And that's when my life really went downhill for a minute, because I was already sad because I didn't have no friends here. So I was depending on my ex to spend time with me and hang out with me. But his work schedule was very, very like crazy, and plus we was rocky as it is, so we had a lot of problems. And I used to try to push the problem to the side. So I was like, "You're the only person I have. Like, I need you," type shit. And then she got sick, so that just threw me completely off, through a whole nother loop. So she got sick in November, and I remember she heard that I was hysterically crying, and she personally called me, and she's like, "Everything's gonna be fine, don't worry about it, I'm figuring it out now." And December hit, January hit, and my depression was so bad. My career was at an all-time low as well. I wasn't inspired anymore due to life things. And when you work as a freelance writer, you come up with your own stories and your own things, and I didn't care about that. Like, the one woman I care about besides my mom was dying. And hold on, the one woman I cared about besides my mom was dying, and everything in my life was just going crazy. So I wasn't writing, I wasn't making money at all. Starting the new year, um, I couldn't write. I couldn't force myself to come up with stories. I My relationship with my ex had to end. It had to go. He was dead weight. I knew he had to go. So I broke up with him in the beginning of February, and my depression was still really bad. One of my old best friends, she moved back to Chicago um, in Feb, so that was good. I had her, and I used to just spend so much time with my aunt every week. I was at her house every week, and during that time too, starting in January, I started doing research on how, like, what we eat affects us and everything. So I used to eat so bad. I talk about it in every video, but I ate so bad, and I was an at-home person, so I wasn't working out. I was just sitting on my ass eating everything, like fried chicken, French fries, pizza with hella cheese, sausage, pepperoni, like all the like everything, like, and cookies, cakes, pies. I was eating so much and gaining so much weight. And her being sick was a wake up call. So I used to do like Google search, and I came across YouTubers like that vegan couple and Freely, the banana girl. People talk so much shit about her, but she low key helped me discover it in a way. Um, and I was like, I watched a couple of docs they recommended, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to go vegan, but I was transitioning. So after me and my ex broke up, I started transitioning because I was like, I need a distraction from my sadness. Because if I don't distract myself, I might just kill myself. Because honestly, I was like, I can't take this anymore, and I really couldn't take it anymore. So I was transitioning. I fully transitioned at the end of March, and my aunt was so proud of me, and she was like, I hope like other family members follow suit and do the same thing, because they're trying to kill us with the food they get, like the food we're eating, and we're not meant to eat it. And I wish I would have known years ago and saved myself and saved the family, because all this, that, and the third. But you can, and you're the new generation, and I always inspired her. And I don't know, like, we used to always have long talks, and I knowing that she said I used to inspire her, and I'm so strong with everything I've been through, and I can be an inspiration to other people, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. Because I know how hard it is to go through stuff and to deal with stuff, but no, honestly. So when I was transitioning to be vegan, I also discovered meditation. Hey Friend Hey is the reason why I know about meditation. She discussed it on her podcast, which is The Friend Zone, and she also shared a couple of like links to YouTube videos that's like quick yoga or beginning yoga videos on her Tumblr, which is just on her website, heyfriendhey.com, which I follow. So I started doing those, and then YouTube, it was a couple meditation rituals, and then I was looking up like meditation apps, and I downloaded the app, and it taught me how to meditate, and it changed my life, like the combination of all three. And like I spent less time online than I did before. Like I used to be online all the time. Like right now I am, but I'm healthy now, so it's fine. But social media is a very toxic place for a person who already is on the edge. Like, and I was on the edge for years, and no one knew. No one knew. People thought I was such a happy girl, the girl who worked in fashion, the girl who had it all, had the cute boyfriend, was working for herself, was beautiful, you know, had nice things. I had Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and I wasn't happy. I wanted to kill myself all these years, and no one knew. People thought I was so content. No one knew that I lost my dad and brother back to back. No one knew um, about me losing one of my best friends. People just thought I used to just push. People thought I was just super strong, and I wasn't. And you don't have to be either. There's no such thing as truly being strong. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to, you have to lose in order to gain. Okay, but back to the story. I'm so sorry. I keep getting off track. I fast forward. Basically, I'm so sorry. I lost my aunt on April 11th, 2016. She was taking the holistic route, so she wasn't doing chemotherapy. She was doing like a raw juice diet. It was just juice. Her tumor got smaller tremendously. However, they discovered another tumor in her lungs. So she was battling something really big that she was just tired. And she said she would just rather just die. So she just stopped treatment a couple days before she went away, like her juicing and stuff. And she was like, I'm just tired. So she wasn't taking the herbs anymore and the supplements, and she stopped juicing and she died. And I saw her 2 days before she died, because we used to have family events like every other week. And I remember she was like, remember everything I told you and stay true to yourself. And I honestly believe that if I was still the same person and I never changed my diet and I never changed and I never discovered meditation and I never discovered yoga and running outside and getting my life together, if I wasn't getting my life together, I would have killed myself. Like, I'm not gonna even sit here and lie, because that would have been my beyond breaking point. Like, I feel like I was already at my breaking point and I was just holding on by like a little thread, like every second of my life. And losing her, if I wasn't like trying to get healthy, if I wasn't like on the road to that, to healing, I would have killed myself. Like, I really would have. It's really sad that I'm sitting here saying this, and it make me want to cry because I can't believe it. I'm already crying, so I look like a joke on this video. But after she died, I just kept on the self-love journey. 2016 was such a big deal for me. It was a wake-up call. It was everything I needed and more. It basically just reminded me that growth is needed, and like I said, you have to lose in order to gain, and it's okay to lose things. And I lost so much, but I gained so much. Like, discovering veganism and changing my life saved my life. I'm not sitting here, I would never sit here and tell you a diet can better your life. A diet can better your depression. A diet can better your anxiety. But working on your mental health every day is a challenge, but it's a challenge I recommend everyone to take. Like, the fact that I meditate every day, like, I fell off these last couple of like months, and I wasn't sleeping as well as I was. My brain wasn't as clear as it used to be, and I just started meditating again, like, regularly this week, and I've been getting the best sleep of my life. Been energized on, like, energy on 1,000, and I've been like waking up super happy. Not saying I wasn't waking up happy these last couple months, but I was letting little stress get to me that I haven't let it get to me in a long time. But losing all those people, now I'm way more open to things. I never judge people, and I'm way more transparent. It took me so many years to even be able to talk about this and to be so open about it, and to truly say I truly learned how to love myself is an amazing thing. And I want, every time I think like, dang, I really love myself, and it makes me so happy, but it makes me want to cry, because I went all my life not loving myself. And I never knew what love was until last year. So all this time I thought people loved me when they didn't. All this time I thought I was incapable of, and I wasn't. I am love. Love is me. Love is inside of me. Love is inside of you. I, real life, love myself, and I know I'm beautiful, I'm radiant, and I know this story is very like scattered, but I know this can help someone, and that's the reason why I wanted to get on camera and like go deep and remember everything I went through, because I know I can help somebody. And if this video can inspire one person to want to go on a mental detox journey, it can help. Like, get a journal, write your feelings down, try to spend time outside more by yourself and learn how to be by yourself and open up. And if you can afford a therapist, get a therapist. Go to therapy. It's good. I couldn't afford a therapist. Well, actually I could have, like, but I never got a therapist. That's probably the reason why I was depressed for all these years, to be honest. Like, if I can go back in time, I would have got therapy, like, honestly, because no one deserved to be depressed as long as I was depressed. Like, if you was depressed for over 10 years and you're still here, I wish I can hug all of you, whoever you are. Like, because I am so shocked I'm still here. Like, honestly, somebody was like, oh, how are you, wait, over 10 years and you're only 23? And you look at me like I'm Looney Tunes. I'm like, no, like, I was sad. Yeah, now I'm happy. I've been vegan for a year and a half. I have the most amazing friends. A couple of my old friends, we aren't friends anymore due to other things. But that's fine. People grow up hard. It is what it is. I have a good relationship with my mom now. In the past, we didn't have a good relationship. I love my siblings so much, and I have never been this happy ever in my life. Like, I'm truly happy, and it's crazy. Like, I do what I love to do. I discover new things I love. Now I love making vegan food. I love cooking. I want to open up a juice bar, and it's gonna happen, and I'm excited. I will definitely let you guys know when it exactly open up. It's probably gonna be years from now, but still, I'm gonna make it happen before life ends. But yeah, life is beautiful and life is precious, and appreciate your life. Please appreciate your life. Please know life is short. Tell the people you love that you love them. Don't hold things back. I used to be the type to hold things back, even after losing my dad and my brother. But after losing one of my best friends, I stopped. So to this day, my friends know I'm a very sappy person. I'm very sensitive. In public, no, I don't come off sensitive. Like, on social, you wouldn't think that, but I'm very sensitive and I care about you. Like, I want everyone in my life, even if I don't know you, I want you to be happy and content. But I don't really have any recommendations on how to be happy and how to get over depression. I just want to discuss how I got over it. My aunt being sick was a wake-up call for me to better my life. It was either better your life or be dead. I didn't really have that many options anymore because I was that sad for that long. Like, I was searching ways to be happy. So shout out to Hey Friend Hey. Shout out to that vegan couple. Shout out to the vegan documentaries. Shout out to those meditation apps. I'm gonna list some below. My favorite one. I'm gonna list some of my favorite YouTube people for yoga. My favorite one is Yoga with Adrian. And you can personally message me. You can comment below what you go through. You can message me on social media. You can email me. I want to talk to you guys. I want you guys to feel open and talk to me. I want to always be transparent. And let me know if you like these type of videos. It's very, very long, but coffee with Char can be a thing. But yeah, I'm about to go. Bye.